Good morning and thank you for being here. Today has been a long time coming and it's certainly a cause for celebration. I'm glad to see so much support for our animals. We're joined today by some of our adoption partners, including Sonoma Reptile Rescue, Wonder Dog, Paloma Sea, and Muttville, Paws, as well as our largest partner, the San Francisco SPCA. It takes a village to care for the 10,000 animals we take in every year, so we all work closely together to save as many as we can. Also joining us are our co-workers from across the city who help the shelter function. We're animal experts, so we are very dependent on our counterparts at City Hall who keep us on the straight and narrow and pitch in from everything from accounting to human resources to legal advice, building management, everything else that keeps the shelter afloat. Nearly all of the walks and cuddles our animals receive every day come courtesy of our volunteers, who last year devoted 27,000 hours of time to our shelter. We couldn't survive without them. We also have a very special group of volunteers. The Board of Friends of ACC works tirelessly to develop partnerships between the shelters, the community, the business community, and helps raise funds to help support our efforts. Last but not least, there is the ACC staff, who every day take in stray pets, injured wildlife, abused animals, and heal them as best they can. In addition to animals, our team helps many people in the city, often on the saddest days of their lives, as they look for a lost pet or grieve for a companion who has just died. Today, we are breaking ground on a new home for all of the city's animals and the people who love them. We will no longer have a building that works against quality care. Each animal will have some space to stretch. We will have 4 outdoor play spaces, which means the bunnies will no longer have to share with the dogs, which is no fun for anyone, especially the bunnies. We'll have ventilation systems that help fight the spread of disease. We will have isolation rooms so we no longer have to house nervous birds with sick cats. As we approach the department's 30th anniversary, we can anticipate moving into a shelter worthy of the city of St. Francis. The building would not have become a reality without the efforts of many, including the Board of Supervisors, City Administrator Naomi Kelly, the architects, engineers, and project managers at the Department of Public Works, who probably redesigned this building 3 times, SFMTA, who agreed to trade buildings with us, and first and foremost, our mayor. Please welcome Mayor London Breed.
Thank you, Virginia, and thank you all for being here. Believe it or not, I owned a lot of cats a long time ago. Kitty 1, Kitty 2, Kitty 3, Kitty 4, Kitty 5, and JoJo. You know, it is something special about animals, and this is why we are all here today. We definitely get really attached to our pets, and honestly, I cry when my grandmother wouldn't let me take Kitty 5 to college when I went to UC Davis. I think about just our shared experiences of how animals make us feel, the love, the comfort, the excitement, and especially when you teach them new tricks. But we also know there are a number of challenges in our city where sometimes if an owner passes away, they have a pet and there's no place for that pet to go. Sometimes when we see animals that are stray, that are out on our streets, and they're injured, we have to make sure that they have a place to go. And animal care and control has been that place for over 30 years here in the city and county of San Francisco. And in fact, because of the work and the support and the fundraising from the Friends of the Animal Care and Control, the ability to have so many incredible volunteers and additional resources is why people care about making sure that we have a better facility so that we can accommodate so many animals, so many requests, and do what we know we can do better, and that is take care of animals here in San Francisco when they can't take care of themselves. Part of building a resilient city is making sure that our assets are seismically safe. And we know that the current building at 15th and Harrison is deficient. It's cramped, and it may not survive the next earthquake. And we know it's not a matter of if there will be an earthquake in San Francisco, it's a matter of when. And when you look all around the country at a number of disasters that occurred, and just how pets have been separated from owners and what happens during that time, it is important that we're not concerned about the structure, that we're able to do the work, that people know that their animals, if found, will be brought to animal care and control, because we will have a seismically sound facility so that the employees, the amazing staff of animal care and control, can focus on doing their jobs and not necessarily on whether or not the roof is going to cave in. That's what this is about. And I want to thank everyone for being here today, but I also want to thank really the person who spearheaded this entire project and was really aggressive on the Board of Supervisors with ensuring that we invested the dollars necessary to get this project done sooner rather than later. Former Supervisor Katie Tang, who went on it during her time on the Board of Supervisors, she would always, especially during the holidays, bring in a lot of cats, and I would go in there and be so tempted to adopt. And then I think, okay, I got to be able to feed the cat every day. Can I make it home to feed the cat every day? But, helps with adoption, helps with advocacy for animals in San Francisco. And thank you for your, really steadfast commitment on supporting this project. And now, in 2.5 years, when you come back to cut the ribbon, you'll see the fruits of your labor with all of the incredible people here today. So thank you, Supervisor Tang. And thank you to Naomi Kelly. Thank you so much to Mohammed Nuru and all the people who have played a critical role in making this project happen. But a special thanks to the community, to the volunteers who have spent over 30,000 hours taking care of over 10,000 animals year after year after year, and the friends who continue to raise money and raise awareness for this amazing project. This is going to be an absolute incredible facility, and I just wanted to acknowledge our new fire chief, Janine Nicholson. Thank you so much for being here as well. So please know that we're increasing the capacity so the fire marshal does not have to shut down the new space. We'll have plenty of room and places for people to be. So thank you, everyone, for being here today and your support for this amazing project. I almost forgot. Also, I forgot to thank the leader of Animal Care and Control. Thank you so much, Virginia Donahue, for your hard work and your commitment and your steadfast leadership. And at this time, I want to bring forth our City Administrator, Naomi Kelly.
Good morning. Well, our mayor and director of ACC, Virginia Donahue, basically said it all. This project is so important. It was one of the very first projects I started working on when I became the city administrator in 2012. I instantly realized when I went on a ride-along with one of the animal care and control officers that ACC, the staff, the volunteers, you all are the unsung heroes of the city. Because as the mayor mentioned, as Virginia mentioned, animal care and control is truly first responders when it comes to getting animals off the street. that may have communicable diseases. You don't hear about these diseases going from pets to humans because of their great work. They are truly, when there's an emergency, they're the ones making sure folks are evacuating in a safe way, especially if you have many people who are pet lovers and they don't want to leave without their pets. They have emergency plans around that. When there are incidents out with police and fire and there's people in buildings who don't want to leave because of their animals, or there's the homeless encampments and folks don't want to leave without their animals, animal care and control is there. And as the mayor mentioned, they're moving from just down the street, so they'll still be in proximity with other animal agencies, SFPCA, and they're moving right here to build a building that is seismically safe. This is important to our capital plan because we are looking at all of our we're looking at the seismic safety of all of our buildings, and just as a reminder, our capital plan is a fiscally constrained document that looks at all of our infrastructure in a way that we prioritize, that is what is seismically safe, what is sustainable, what will help with our city to make it vibrant and resilient. I want to thank, as the mayor did, former Supervisor Katie Tang and your leadership on this, Public Works Director Mohammed Nuru, Virginia Donahue, and Ed Riskin from the SFMTA. I also want to give a special thanks to our friends of ACC who are doing so much in making sure we raise funds for behavior and training, foster program support, medical emergency funds, rabies and microchip supplies, marketing and outreach, food supplies, rescue partner grants, senior cat, baby cat supplements, and much more. And also the furniture, fixtures, and equipments that are going into this building. I want to thank Board Treasurer Michelle Watson and Rainer Trilch, volunteer Diane Davis and Christopher Davis, Friends Board member Christina Kaiser, and volunteer Dr. Sue Yam and Kim Dang. Your generosity extends past today's groundbreaking and this site's official opening. With that, I would also, one last thing, I need to give a special thank you to Clark Construction. In this, they are the contractors working with Public Work on this, and in phase 1, they've awarded contracts to 24 local business enterprises in an amount of $12.5 million. That's 33% of the contracting cost. And of those who are working on this project, 149 workers are from San Francisco. So thank you, Clark Construction. And with that, I'd like to introduce former supervisor, animal care and control champion, Katie Tang.
Well, good morning, everyone. As I was telling some people here today, the only thing that will take me out of retirement from attending press conferences is something to do with animals. So I just am so excited to be here and explain a little bit about how I got involved with animal care control and really wanting to see this facility rebuilt. Aside from the fact that I grew up with a mother who was a vegetarian, at one point in our lives, my dad said, "I want a dog." And we were shocked that he, all of a sudden in his life, in his early 50s or so, wanted a dog. And so we went to Animal Care Control every weekend for 4 months straight to search for the perfect dog for him. And in that process, I saw the facility firsthand at ACC, and it was heartbreaking to me. And then, of course, working in the city, took additional tours and learned, again, there's not enough space for animals to be quarantined when some of them have diseases or illnesses. I saw that animals had to be strapped to some of the banisters as you're doing intake, the elevator. Don't even talk about, Virginia won't even take that, right? Just the conditions that the employees had to work in, where animals need to get x-rays as well, and there wasn't proper shielding of the radiation in those rooms. And so, it's not just about the animals, but really all the people who work at Animal Care and Control, and those conditions, I think was just really sad. And I'm so excited that today we're standing here to, hopefully, a very short amount of time, the end is near, you're gonna have a new building. But also the other thing, even to this day, a lot of people, when I talk to them, they actually don't know that we as a city have an animal shelter. They are very familiar with a lot of the different organizations and nonprofits that help with animals, but a lot of them actually, you all know, you're all here, but many don't know about SFACC. And so I think it is really important that in a city where we have an estimated more dogs and cats and other animals than we do children, that we really do have a world-class facility for them and their families. And then lastly, I'll just say that, you know, ACC and the staff there, you do all that work and you take in the animals that other organizations or whatnot might not be able to take in. You take exotic animals, you take the wild strays. You also, your staff have to handle those that unfortunately get killed on our streets. And so you handle so much and really are deserving of a world-class facility. So really excited to be here today, and thank you to every single person and department that made this happen. So looking forward to the ribbon cutting. And of course, I have to introduce the next person who doesn't really need an introduction, Mohammed Nuru.
Thank you, Katie. It's always great to see you. Hope you're enjoying your life outside of City Hall. I know just how important this project is to you, and I'm so glad that you're able to be here with us today. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mohammed Nuru. I serve as your Public Works Director. And just like everyone else, I am very happy to be here today, even with the wet weather. Seeing how many people are out here shows us how important this project is to so many people and, of course, the animals. Today is an exciting day for our city and an exciting day for San Francisco Animal Care and Control. We are celebrating the start of a unique project, and it brings me great pleasure and joy that Public Works will be overseeing the design and construction of this project. It's not every day here in San Francisco that a modern structure is fashioned from one originally constructed more than a century ago. But that's what's happening right here, the new Animal Care and Control facility. The new shelter will be built with the original brick warehouse behind me. This building was constructed in 1893 and served as the original Market Street Railway Corporation powerhouse. It is eligible for listings on the State National Registry and Historic Places. Most recently, this building served as the maintenance facility for the SFMTA's overhead lines. The reuse of the building will be an elegant nod to the city's past that serves the needs of the 21st century San Francisco. The building's historic brick-faced and wooden frame windows will remain intact, while the interior will be transformed into a state-of-the-art multi-level facility built to serve the needs of San Francisco for many years to come. As Mayor Breeze says, we must think about the future of San Francisco today, and there's no better way to do so by investing in our capital improvements to our infrastructure. Public Works is proud to be working with Clark Construction and the many subs that will be working on the project to deliver this project. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. We're going to do the ceremonial gravel shovel thing, and then we are done. There is tons of delicious food that Clark brought that's right outside, food and drinks, and we hope you all stay around for a bit and enjoy each other.
Yeah, I feel like just